Here are your headlines at 6 o'clock, and landlords will be banned from evicting tenants for no reason in a reform of renting in England.
A heavy burden. Good morning. That's how more than 1 in 10 UK adults describe their financial situation at the beginning of the year. Now, that's a leap of more than 40% compared to the year before. We look at what it means.
The Titanic like you've never seen her before. The clearest images yet of the wreck, which it's hoped will reveal more about how she sank.
Bring the noise. Manchester City call on their fans to make home advantage count tonight in their bid to knock out Real Madrid and reach the Champions League final.
The Metropolitan Police's handling of Republican protests at the King's Coronation is going to be examined by a cross-party group of MPs next week. 6 anti-monarchy protesters were arrested on Coronation Day under public order laws. They were later released and the force apologised for their management of the situation. Witnesses for the evidence session will be announced in the coming days. Should we look at this morning's papers?
Yes.
The Wednesday front pages, and we'll start with the Times this morning. Reporting that the Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, has promised to allow more houses to be built on green belt land. Housing is really shaping up to be one of the big political issues of the moment, isn't it? And more on that when we speak to him at 7:30 this morning.
And we've been hearing 2 people have tested positive for bird flu in England. The Eye reports that contact tracing is now taking place. The risk to human health is still low.
A health story is the Metro's headline there. 2.5 million people are too sick to work, it says. The paper claiming that a record rise has been blamed on a combination of mental health, home working and long COVID.
And one of the most watched stories on the BBC News website this morning shows a rare platypus being reintroduced into the wild in Sydney. It's so cute.
They are really cute.
It's really cute. It's the first time in 50 years the park will have a platypus population.
There's a nice bit of alliteration.
Do you like that?
Yeah, you did that very well.
Let's take a look now at what's making the morning's front pages. And the Metro leads with record-breaking figures from the Office for National Statistics, suggesting that 2.5 million people in the UK are too sick to work. The Mail's take there on those statistics: working from home is partly to blame. Rishi Sunak calls for reforming the European Court of Human Rights power to block British deportation flights to Rwanda. That's the lead for the Daily Express. The Guardian reports that ministers are considering removing basic housing protections from asylum seekers in a drive to get them out of hotels. England's 2 bird flu cases lead the Eye, but the paper notes that there's no evidence of human-to-human transmission. The Daily Telegraph hears claims from Oxford University academics that an inability to voice their opinions about transgender people would infringe their freedom of speech. The Times reports on Sir Keir Starmer's pledge to ease planning restrictions and allow more greenbelt homes. And finally, the Mirror quotes former Conservative Minister Anne Widdecombe telling struggling families to stop making cheese sandwiches as the cost of cheddar soars. And if you want to see any of those front pages again or read the stories, you can scan the QR code on your screen.